Queensland's rental crisis has just deepened, with vacancy rates falling to just 0.9% statewide in the March 2025 quarter. Meanwhile, according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics, the number of new loans originated for investors has risen 13.2% between the December 2023 quarter and the December 2024 quarter. So we're seeing investment activity rise nationally, and we're also seeing that spike in particular spots around Australia. In this episode, like I do every month for years and years and years, we'll be going through the deals that my clients of the Property Investment Accelerator have bought and that I've posted in April on my Facebook group, Australian Property Mastery with PK. We'll go through why we bought these deals, we'll go through where we bought these deals, and how you can find similar deals yourself, because the vast majority of Australians who have made real money, particularly by their 30s and 40s, either owned a successful business or built a substantial real estate portfolio. Watch right through to the end to absorb what success looks like so you can emulate it and pave your way to a comfortable and early retirement. My name is PK and I help people build passive income through the Property Investment Accelerator using data without needing a $15,000 buyer's agent every single time. This channel, we expose the reality about the economy, housing market, and financial happiness. Hit the subscribe button if it gives you value. Give it a like as well. I'd super be grateful for that. So all these deals, we'll go through about 9 of them, have been posted in this Facebook group, Australian Property Mastery with PK. There's almost 64,000 members here now. Amazing people, many much more successful than myself. We have great discussions and all the deals are verifiable because the people are tagged. You can look them up in the member list, exchange ideas and information with them bilaterally or in the broader community. Everything is transparent, and I'm super happy to say that my 1,200 plus clients have now bought over 3,500 deals, making more than $1 billion of equity cumulatively in the last 7 or 8 years. And they've saved themselves more than $50 million in buyer's agent fees in doing so. That's why buyer's agents don't like me so much. Let's go. This first one, Miluli JJ. You can see he's tagged right here. Really good guy. I've actually done a YouTube interview with him as well more than a year ago when he first started his journey. Go watch that. You can really get to know him and also get in contact with him if you want. Like I said on the Facebook group, the transparency is second to none because there's so many cowboys in this industry. He's made $135,000 or 42% capital growth in 12 months on a 6.5 yield Townsville property. Absolute gold mine. He's bought this for under $350K, which by the way, you can still do right now in 2025. Equity upside through renovation existed, and this is his first investment property. You know, everyone's lacking confidence because if you've not done something before, you're not fully confident about it. But if you have education, especially if it's data driven, and mentorship, then that improves your confidence, and therefore you don't need to outsource it and then hope and pray the person you outsource to gets you a good deal. And because he invested in himself, the sales agent actually thought he was super experienced, and that's why he got this great deal. He's bought this, has JJ, for just $319,000. He required under $60,000 to do so. The rent per week was $400. It's got amazing short and long-term data. Vacancy rate is 0.68%. Block size is 725 square meters. He's bought this without catching a single flight, and all his due diligence is done for free by his property manager who has boots on the ground, been there for decades, and also by a building and pest inspector. This two-pronged strategy of due diligence on the ground for that specific property means you don't need a buyer's agent and certainly don't need to pay $15,000 to do some very simple yet detailed checks and balances. And now he's building passive income. Deal number 2, ARPA, 6.6% yield off-market property goes up $60,000 or 10% in just 6 months. This is not a recent occurrence. This is what clients have been achieving for years and years and years. So if you're watching this right now and thinking, oh, not sure if it's a good time to buy, I can tell you, if you follow data right now, buy right now, in 6 months' time, your property should increase by a similar amount, provided you know what you're doing. If you don't do that and then in 6 months' time, your opportunity cost is something like $60,000. That's just the truth. And I've shared these results for years every month. So it's not like, oh, this is a COVID phenomenon or something specific to this year. He's bought this under a trust using equity from his principal place of residence. That's called debt recycling. If you have equity or a large amount of unencumbered asset in your principal place of residence, you can just take that out. It's a loan, provided you have borrowing capacity, and buy under a trust, therefore preserving that borrowing capacity for future property purchases as well. This is Arpit's third investment property, and it's low maintenance because it's fully renovated. So he's bought now 3 times without needing a buyer's agent, thereby saving himself $45,000 in buyer's agent fees. Purchase price was $595,000. Total funds required is $130. Rent per week is $750. Great data. Vacancy 0.82. Block size 792. He's bought this in regional Queensland without catching a single flight. And here's the deal: huge backyard, great land to asset ratio, really well renovated inside. Clean, tidy, neat property. And here's Arpit and his lovely wife. Deal number 3, Shivani gets positively geared renovated property growing $10,000 a month. Once again, similar to Arpit's result. This is what I'm saying. I'm trying to demonstrate what's available to you. It helps with her early retirement. I think that's why people are doing that. They don't intrinsically love property, but property is a safe, easy to understand, accessible vehicle for these very normal type of people to just chop off 10, maybe 20 years of their retirement age. And who wouldn't want to do that? Shivani's bought this with a 6.6% yield, and it's cash flow positive based on her LVR. Her loan to value ratio, by the way, isn't like 30% or 20%. It's still above 60, 70%, and therefore it's able to be positive cash flow. It's tenanted 1 day after settlement, low maintenance, and recently renovated. Shivani Shah has bought this for $600,000. Total funds required were $120,000. You don't need $120,000, by the way. You can get away with $60,000 as well. But different people have different strategies and different means. Rent per week is $760. This is an amazing brick property with 782 square meters, vacancy rate 0.79%. And I want to emphasize that there's so much misinformation online. It's really easy to make mistakes, so many ads from buyer's agents and property companies, but data doesn't lie, and neither do numbers and nor do results. So if you have data like cold, hard, objective facts, and then you have someone to kind of hold your hand through that process so that you're building confidence the whole way around, then that is what gets results. And that is what is easily accessible to, I think, most people. It doesn't take a part-time job to learn this. Here's the property. Like I said, brick, really neat and tidy. Good shed at the side as well for those tenants who will appreciate that. Number 4, amazing 7.1% yield, 975 square meter property bought pre-auction under $500,000. So Haynes bought this $20,000 under comparable sold properties. It's gone up $70,000 in 7 months. So you can see, once again, that trend of 10K a month is apparent. Once again, that's 15% in just 7 months. They negotiated $6,000 even after the seller signed the contract, and that was through the building and pest inspection experience. So I know a lot of properties going for auction around Australia. It's a hot market. The latest auction results in Melbourne were above 70% again. So the market's heating up post-election, but you can engage with the sales agent, and if you give a high enough offer with attractive terms, they might even allow you to buy it pre-auction, which means you get the opportunity to negotiate through a building and pest inspection, do your due diligence, and I highly recommend that avenue rather than just waiting for auction. This one was bought for $476,380. Total funds required less than 85. Rent per week is $650. Great short and long-term data. Vacancy 0.24. Incredibly low vacancy, right? Huge block size, like I said before, almost 1,000 square meters. Brick, 1989 built in Queensland. I shared the data on Queensland before, and we saw that data coming. You know, that's the beauty of data. It's not just historical looking, but with regressions, you can forecast or somewhat predict what will happen in the future. And so when that rental crisis tightens up, we've already anticipated that and got in well ahead of time. There's so many more opportunities like that right now. So don't risk giving the keys of your financial future to someone else when you can just do it yourself. All right, don't become dependent on a property company for every single property purchase. Don't pay a buyer's agent $15,000. These days it's more like $20,000. Of course, some buyer's agents charge much less, but that's because they're new and still haven't learnt the ropes. So just be very careful about that. Don't pay them to just send you properties off real estate or domain or off market. All the stuff you can do yourself, provided you have a passion, somewhat of a passion for learning and for real estate. And definitely don't be fooled into buying some ineffective bait and switch course from said buyer's agents that then upsell you to their full service, because that course was not designed to work. It was designed to bring you into their marketing funnel. Here's the deal. You can see a common trend between the types of properties that successful people buy. They have high land to asset ratio, they're low maintenance, and they have really solid bones, good structure. Next property is 6.4% yield property, bought $50,000 below comparables. This is Vachan's fifth property now, on his way to early retirement. So it's very affordable. He's bought this under $365,000. Yeah, you can still do that right now. The secret sauce was that he built a fast relationship with the sales agent. So when you have this amazing relationship with the sales agent, who, by the way, is influencing the seller about which buyer to sell it to, oftentimes if you're coming across as professional and easy to work with, the sales agent doesn't care about his commission being dropped by maybe $1 or $3 or $5,000 based on you paying $50,000 less for the property. He's concerned about just getting the deal done so he can go to the next client and the next client. It's a volume game for sales agents. They're not interested in getting that additional 10 or 20K in some instances. So when you have those relationships, you can get these under market value properties. And like I've said many times so far, they're growing at $10,000 a month since this one was bought. Vachan Pola has done really well, bought for $365,000. Total funds required was $85,000. Rent per week is $450. Really amazing property. You can see here, of course, I think the sky is maybe Photoshop. That's a really beautiful sky. But the property is what it is. Number 6.1% yield Perth deal, grows 32% since August 2023. 4 properties now in 12 months for an early retirement. This is for Ravi Kumar. I'm going to go through 4 properties that Ravi's bought really quickly. So he bought this clearly, timed the market perfectly. How? You can't give credit to me. He understood the data and executed. He's bought 2 in the same suburb in the same month. When you know what you're doing, you don't need to always diversify. And 32% growth in less than 2 years is testament to that. Is still growing, by the way. A lot of parts of Perth are still growing very, very fast. Bought this for $540,000, and the total funds required were $110 back then, and the rent is $635. Here's the deal down here. His second property, 52% growth in 22 months. Okay, this one's beat this first one on a 7% yield Queensland stunner. So people think it was Perth that's boomed. Actually, a lot of parts of Queensland have boomed as well. When you know this, when you experience it, it's like when you eat something and you know you're full. Like, no one has to convince you that you're full. You know you're full. So similarly, when you know you have data and you've experienced the magic of data, no one has to tell you that, oh, property investing works, it can lead to an early retirement, it can build you passive income. You just know, like, because you've experienced it. You know, people like me who try to preach the merits of property investing, you might be thinking, so sus, YouTube spruiker. But when you know, like, and you've experienced it, you just know. So Ravi timed the suburb perfectly again, using data, 4 properties in 12 months, and this one has bonus tax benefits because it's 1997 built. You know, buying 4 properties is no easy feat. But at the same time, he saved himself $60,000 in buyer's agent fees. And that is another deposit. So it was really a no-brainer for him. This one was $385. Total funds required was less than $65, and the rent was $520. Here's the Queensland deal that he bought. I really like the backyard. It's really cool. Very inviting, huge owner-occupier appeal. Number 3, beautiful Perth property grows $150,000 or 31% since November 2023. Once again, this is Ravi, bought 4 properties in 12 months for building passive income. Again, he's using data to time the market. Okay, he's just doing the same thing, rinse and repeat. He's used equity from the first property to buy this one, not hard-earned savings. And that's the beauty of real estate. People think, oh, great, PK, it's gone up 31%, but by the time you sell it, pay capital gains tax, stamp duty, legal fees, etc., how much profit have you really made? But we're not selling these golden geese. We're keeping them. They're going up big time. They're going up rent-wise as well. And they're going to lay eggs for our early retirement. That is passive income. It's still growing, and this one was just $485,000. Total funds required was less than 100K. Market rent per week was $530. Of course, that's much more right now. Here's the deal on Ravi's third one. And Ravi's fourth one, crazy 7% yield cash flow property, 4 deals in 12 months with bonus tax benefits. So you can see the types of yields, the type of growth, the type of purchase price that my clients are buying in. These aren't coincidences, because it's no way that a client can buy 4 properties that are this good if it was just a luck or a fluke. And definitely the other guy on the other YouTube channel named Ravi isn't buying properties like this for himself either. This Ravi has purchased this one under a trust to preserve borrowing capacity. I've done YouTube videos galore on the trust strategy. Just put in trust PK Gupta and a lot of YouTube videos will come up that will explain how to use this strategy. A lot of people, including brokers and spruikers and buyer's agents, charge thousands of dollars for that type of information. It's free on my YouTube channel. It's a 422 bonus tax benefits because it's a 2011 built. Purchase price $480,000. Total funds required less than $95,000. Rent per week and $650. Look at that property. It's, it's what everyone needs in their portfolio. No one cares about your money as much as you do. Ravi understood that. He invested in himself. He did the property investment accelerator. Now in less than 18 months, he's got around $500,000 of equity. The $6,000 cost of the property investment accelerator, which provided him lifetime access and lifetime mentorship. It will carry on as he continues to build his portfolio. Had a almost unlimited return on investment. Of course, seems very sales pitchy from me, but what else do you want me to say? That was the reality. You can't be what you can't see. The success will hopefully rub off onto you. And I want to end by saying that anyone can do this. I know a lot of you will be watching and thinking, I don't know if I can do that. That all sounds great, but I don't have that background. I don't have a numbers background. I'm umming and ahhing. My English isn't that good. This excuse or that excuse. But just ask yourself, what excuses will you be thinking of when you're 65 years of age or 70 or maybe even 75 and still working 40 hours a week? Or alternatively, living off $34,000 from the government pension. You got to pick your poison. I'm just here to try to educate, inspire. It's for you to actually make a conscious decision what you will do with this information. I'll leave links below to the Facebook group where all these members, all these deals, thousands of them exist with amazing conversation about suburbs, economic events, property market updates, Australian Property Mastery with PK. And also, if you want to really level up, I'll leave a link below to my podcast, Oz Property Mastery with PK, on YouTube Music, on Spotify, and iTunes. I'm really grateful for you to be part of this community. Hit the subscribe button if you got value and give it a like. And I'll see you many, many, many more months in the future, every single month, because I'm not going away anywhere. My clients are not going away anywhere. And these deals will keep on coming for years and years and years to come.